Hey everybody, welcome to the chat. How are you? So far it's just me. Jesse's supposed to be here in a little while, but I mainly just kind of wanted to talk to you guys if there's anything going on you guys want to talk about, if there's any particular topic, if there's anything going on in your fish room that you guys wanted to talk about, just let me know. Hi T-Bone, hi Chevy Fish, hi Danikin, welcome to the chat. It's getting a little cold here recently, so I've been working on bringing in all the summer tubs. Hi, Fish Tank Barn. I saw your chat with KG Tropicals, your tour, and every fish tank you had, I was mesmerized by. They all look so good. But yeah, it's getting kind of cold, so I brought in most of the summer tubs, and I just brung in the tubs. And so I've been kind of redoing a room to set them aside. Hi, Rob93. Welcome. Yeah, but just kind of working on that room, getting it all repainted, everything put back together. It's always a lot of work, but I'm hoping to put those summer tubs, the smaller ones, in that room. But I did leave the White Cloud minnows outside in the 300 gallon. And if you guys have any experience leaving them outside for the winter, let me know. Because I know they enjoy the cold weather, but it does get pretty cold here. So I am kind of nervous. Or what you guys do to winterize the pond, because I am working on, that's my next big project, is getting the koi pond covered from all the crazy, there's always a lot of leaves, always a bunch of stuff that gets in that pond. But I do put a de-icer in there. If there's anything that you guys do, let me know. I don't really have any particular topics, just been working. I have been kind of rescaping a few of the tanks because I've been seeing everybody's tanks on their live chats and in their videos, and they all look so good. So I've kind of gotten the motivation to redo a couple tanks. I don't think they're anything overly exciting, but I have been watching Father Fish every day while I get the kiddo ready for school. And I learned so much. So if you guys, he comes on pretty early in the morning here for me, but I always watch him while I'm cooking breakfast. And I've just I want sand caps for everything now. But yeah, what's going on? It's Friday. Hi, Kev's Aquatics. Welcome. While you go into winter, we are going into summer, T-Bone. Yeah, where are you from exactly? Everybody, trying to remember where everybody's from is quite hard for me. But it does seem like the majority of us are starting to get kind of a cold snap. I don't use black diamond blasting sand, no, but I have I'm starting to use the pool filter sand. I really like the paver sand. I've used the paver sand in the past. And then I've used, I think it's like Supernaturals or something like that I get at PetSmart. That's pretty fine. So I've used a few different ones. Fish Tank Bar from Michigan. Yeah, I think I kind of remember that. Delaware. Wow. I'm in Missouri, so right in the middle of the state. Everybody's talking about, well, I guess last week everybody was talking about the football stuff, but I don't care about football too much. I just mainly spend most of my time with the kiddos and my fish. But I guess some of the fish tanks I have been working on do look quite a bit better for my skills, at least, because I am not an aquascaper at all. I kind of just put things, and wherever they go, they go. But I did film a little bit of a video the other day. I got some new, I'll just tell you since you guys are here, I got some new swordtail females for the neon swordtails of some sort. I'm not really sure exactly what kind they are, but I have 2 males. I got 4 females. I got 2 And for some reason, I don't know why I only got 2, but I ended up going right back and getting 2 more. They had 4 total. So now I have 4 females, and I'm working on getting them kind of quarantined and acclimated to my water and everything. And then I'm going to move those over. I'm going to kind of rearrange a few things. But, oh, yeah, you are from Australia, T-Bone. Now that you say that, I do remember you saying that at some point. I believe I'm going to have Aquamate next week on the stream to interview. And I felt bad because I reached out and I was aware of the time difference because there's quite a bit of a time difference. But I still sent him a message probably way too early in the morning, but I believe he's going to be on the stream next week. So I'm really excited. It just seems like everything in Australia is so expensive for you guys, from just going to the fish stores or shipping or anything. It just seems quite expensive. So props for fish keeping. Yeah, your ears are burning. Hello. I felt bad for messaging you, Aquamate, so early in the morning. I'm sorry. But I'm really excited that we're going to chat. But do you guys have any particular things you want to talk about? Not really. I'm kind of generally boring. But the Amica Splendens, the fry are slowly getting quite a bit bigger in that 55-gallon tank. I haven't showed you a video, and I really need to, but I was really excited. I moved them over, and they dropped fry immediately, and I have a good handful, and they're getting really big. But I did disconnect the heater. From what I understand, they do well with the seasonal kind of cold snap, so I just wasn't very hot compared to the rest of the tanks, but I did go ahead and disconnect it. So hopefully that is right. If you know, let me know. But this is the first time I've had them. I've had them for a couple months now, and they're beautiful. They are quite the eaters. And yesterday I hatched my second attempt of brine shrimp, and it went better than the first. I had quite a bit hatched, but I don't think I let it go long enough. But everything that I fed the little bit I did get went crazy. So I'm excited to keep that going. But I'm going to try. I don't think I can keep it up every day. So I'm going to try to do it every handful of days, hatch some. But like I said, I don't think I kept it. I got impatient. I waited exactly like 26 hours. And then I tried, but I think I need to let it go a little bit more. But it seems like everybody's trying all these different hatcheries, and I just kind of made one, but I'll probably order one soon enough. But it went surprisingly well. I did spill some stuff, and I'm sure it's going to stink, even though I did clean it. I'm probably going to have to clean it again. I tried so hard, but I spill stuff. No matter how hard I try, there's always something spilled. Put your wild guppies in the sunlight and film them, please. I will have to do that. I have them inside now, so if I do film them outside, I'll have to take them back outside to film them. But yeah, the night that I brought those tubs in, I thought it was going to stay cold for a while, and I brought them in. It was cold at night for a couple of days, and then it warmed back up this week. And now today is the first day it's getting a little bit chillier. I think last night it got a tad cold compared to the rest, but I probably could have kept them out a little bit longer because they're rice fish and then one tub of guppies. So, and then this tank right here has three rice fish left in it. And I'm going to go ahead and move those into the tub with the other ones because I still feel like they do way better in the tub. I got tons of fry outside, and inside the pearl, I had 2 pearl galaxies in there and they didn't do well. And then I have the 3 blue daisies left, but I'm going to go ahead and move them into the tubs with the other ones because I feel like they're going to do better. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to put in that tank. I might separate those swordtails and black mollies and go ahead and put the mollies in this tank. But since they're black mollies, I'm not sure how well you can see them. But hopefully. Jesse's coming down the stairs. He's home. You mixed your rice fish, Rob93 Aquatics. I feel like we have the same kind of rice fish. But after I talked to you about it, but I can't remember exactly what kind you had. Was it the Pearl Galaxy or the Blue Daisies or both? I'm not sure. But I like them. They have really beautiful eyes. He's looking around. I redid a few things.
Oh.
Hopefully he likes them.
I'm liking to be home.
Yeah, he's liking to be home. Our date night tonight's going to be, look what I did, and help me clean this side. Woohoo! That tank right there above his head, because even with the ladder, I can't quite reach the bottom, and there's a few specks of algae that I need to clean. Hey, Keeler's Aquatics. If I could talk, welcome. I wanted to reach out to you today, but I didn't. But I really would like you to be on the stream sometime soon. So if you would like to, I will reach out. We can set up something soon. I really enjoy your live chats too. Welcome home.
I know. I'm just trying to breathe, folks.
I haven't seen them in a while. Date night, fish night.
What a day.
I was telling him about them brine shrimp yesterday and how I got impatient and I probably should have left them alone. But I have hard water here. And do you guys think I should add a little bit of the baking soda, or should I just add salt? Because I've been using the marine salt that I use for my brackish tank, but I think I have like 2 different types of salt. But let me know, do you guys use baking soda or do you just use salt? And do you let them set out and grow larger, or do you just rinse them and feed what you can? Do you guys mess with hatching brine shrimp at all? Because I really want to master this. And I feel like sometimes I make things way too complicated.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Everything's always. Yeah.
See, I think of these plans and I'm like, I'll do it. I know how I want to do it. And then I go to do it. And then I'm like, maybe there's a better way to do this. And then I stop. And then I research more. And then I go to do it. And I'm like, maybe. I second guess myself too much. And then usually when it comes down to it, the first time's what works.
Yeah.
Never fails.
Yeah, it's usually a combination of trial and error.
Uh-huh. Hey, BJ Palmer. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for all the people in there saying
He's more popular than I am.
hi. I appreciate it. I'm wore out. Did way too much driving today.
Yeah.
Done. She says date night clean the fish tank. It's going to take me a long time to work up to cleaning it, or it's going to be a very slow process.
What usually happens is I find, like, I watch all kinds of videos, but I usually find a video of some sort that, like, sticks in my brain. And he sits here, and I'm like, watch this. This is so cool. And then I get everything the way I want it. And then I use his muscles to dump all the buckets. Or start one of these bottom tanks right here. They're really hard to start the siphon. And I found that the 5-gallon buckets work great to siphon all of these. But down here, it's like a 2-gallon, 2.5-gallon bucket. So I used to make them start all the bottom siphons before I figured that out. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just reading the comment about a hockey player
Oh.
from Mickham.
Welcome.
Oh yeah.
Was there anything you want to talk about? Anything that
I'm still decompressing, folks. So give me just like half a minute. Thank you, T-Bone.
For the super sticker. I can see it on my phone. Look. Oh, it's so cool.
Thank
For
you.
some reason, it doesn't pop up on the computer, but on my phone, it pops up. But I cleaned this tank right here. Let me scoot it over. We'll go on our ride. Move the microphone. His plant, his favorite. No, maybe we'll go on a ride. Right here, I tried to clean. No, one day I'll get the
It's
point
right next
there.
to my name.
That Marty Carlo. I can't say anything right, but I've been slowly. There's a little bit of algae that's on there, and that's his favorite. We want it to carpet. We don't use any CO2, and
Oh, that's the baby tears.
the baby tears. I thought it was Marty Carlo.
No.
Oh, well, my bad. His baby tears. Then
That's the baby tears. That's the one that they said.
I can't remember anything.
That's the one they said you'll have a real hard time getting it to carpet without CO2.
Got one
And
sticker.
I am successfully proving them wrong.
He's trying.
But
We're
it is
doing good.
but it is a lot slower process. I started out with about a $50 size piece.
Yeah, it was kind of small, and we've got it to go pretty well.
And now I'm up to about a 6 by 6 inch square and with a bunch of runners off of it now. So
But I'm very careful. But we did put 2 Amano shrimp in there with those Carry Tetra, and I hadn't seen them for a while. And I saw them the other day pick on one of the leaves. So they're still in there. But I hadn't seen them in forever. But they hide underneath. There's a tiny little driftwood piece in there.
Rob 93, I say I'm going to clean the tanks. And I end up not. Yeah.
Sometimes I come down here and I have like all this motivation. And then I get lost at first I feed them, and then I get lost in like what they're doing. And then I'm like, now I don't want to clean the tanks. But I feel like the plants are doing better since I don't obsessively like aquarium vac every couple of days. Today and the last couple of days, I might have went a little bit too crazy but the plants do so much better if I kind of back off a little bit. I still razor blade the front of the tanks and the back. I leave the side panels a little bit more algae-ish for the shrimp, especially for the tanks with the shrimp. And this one behind me, there's a little bit of algae I grow on the back glass, which is really hard for me not to like. I still go at it and trim it back, but
the shrimp love it. They run around on it like it's carpet.
They love it. And in that tank, this one behind me, is a lot of just yellow shrimp. And every once in a while, they'll throw out kind of a cherry-ish or more of a wild type. But for the most part, they're all pretty yellow. And it's the only tank that they really like. And they're always on that back glass in that algae. And to me, it drives me nuts. But I've learned to leave it alone.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you.
Go for it.
Because T-Bone's got me interested.
Oh, go for it.
He said he's got pink baby tears. And,
Oh, wow.
And just curious on what are your suggestions or how do you keep?
Especially in Australia when everything's so expensive. How do you keep that?
Yeah, I mean, do you run CO2 on those or?
Because the CO2 thing to me is just, I'm sure I could do it, but I don't want to.
It would be wonderful, but the problem is then you got to worry about all our tanks have fish in it, and if we overloaded or did something wrong, boy, would I get in trouble.
Well, I yell at myself sometimes with these bright ideas I have. I'm like, why did you do that?
Hey, indoor fishing inside.
Welcome. Thank you.
That means pond in the basement and a fishing pole and a lawn chair, right?
We're totally like, I do have indoor little tubs, but on the outdoor tubs, the larger tubs, we have the hydrophilia and some Java. What was the other one? Jungle valve in those tubs. Would you recommend bringing them in? Because I don't feel like those plants are going to do very well outside. They're the purple ones that turn purple because I think they got way too much sunlight. Just root tabs and the Sea Can Flourish. I have root tabs and the Sea Can Flourish too. I will
perfect. Cool.
Keep using it.
Well, then that means I'm on the right track because I'm number one. I'm new to the hobby. Everybody knows that, or if you don't know, you do now. And I'm not big into the fishes. My better half is. So
yeah, I like the fish. He likes.
I like the plants.
I like the plants too. I'm really glad that I took like the dive into the rabbit hole of attempting to do live plants, and I will forever no matter how long I keep plants, will be a beginner always because I try. But I get more fry for sure.
Bring them inside.
Like I was out there looking because right now we have like today there's a handful of hours, maybe 3 hours when it was fairly warm-ish. And I just kept looking. I was like, I need to bring them in.
Well, I'll bring them in and I'll put them in the tubs that are in the other room that I've already brought in.
Yeah, I'll probably just put them in the tubs.
Kaler's Aquatics, that's what I'll do because, I mean, they actually did really well in the beginning outside. I mean, they sprouted. They chained off. They daisy chained every direction.
They just kept turning purple. They look pretty, but I was like, they just don't look like they are supposed to, but I like them.
They reproduced the valve. The thin leaf valve did like awesome. I probably have close to 75 new ones now. And I just dropped in 4 to start with in the 300-gallon tub. And now they're all over the place.
And the mosquito fish, I would say the white clouds are still pretty active. They're everywhere, even though it's gotten cold. But the wild caught mosquito fish, I didn't think I had any left for a while, but in the direct sun they come out. But for the most part, they hide in all the algae up against the sides. They hide up and tuck up in all that algae. So I don't know. Well,
there you go. Here's a good question because we've had to deal with both types of bags. From Mr. Fish, sir. Carrie, how do you handle fish shipped in breather bags?
Well, I only got them delivered once.
Twice. And one time was the scary time.
Yeah, one time. But I treat them the same way. As soon as no matter what the bag is, I bring them inside. I let them sit for like 20 minutes just in the fish room. Then I open the box and then I put them in a bucket with my water. I just put them through, get rid of the whatever water's in the bag. And then I just put them in whatever tank I'm planning on. I don't treat them any different. I just try to get them out of the bag and into my water as quickly as possible. But the one time the breather bags, they got lost for, I don't know, it was like a week, maybe more.
It was an extra week and a half. They got lost in shipping.
It was those Amica splendens and some plecos, and the fish themselves still had plenty of water. It didn't look good, but they had plenty of water. But the plecos, there's one of them, I honestly thought it was gone, and I just went to throw it away. And it moved and literally just jumped into the water, and everything made it. Even being lost, all that extra time, the guy who shipped them was amazing. Like they lived with very little water, but those plecos, they're still doing good. There's one that's kind of I'm assuming it's a albino, and then a regular, probably bristlenose of some sort. He shipped them for free just for ordering, and everything did really well. I was really surprised. We were both stressing.
Yeah, you'd be able to kind of float your breather bag.
Yeah.
If you're doing if it's just a brand new tank and you're not adding them with any other fish.
Yeah, you could probably float them. I just tried to get them
because you're basically quarantining.
Yeah, every time I see what happens to me is I have a quarantine tank. That's my hospital tank. And then I get a new fish in and it just becomes their tank. So I just try to get them into my water as quickly as possible, no matter how they come. But I have acclimated and floated in the past. I have drip acclimated in the past. I have plopped and dropped in the past. I have added all the old fish water to the tank in the past. And now for me, I currently just get rid of the bag water and put them directly into a bucket with my water and let them sit for just a few minutes and then, or just put them directly in the tank. She says
a few minutes, folks. That usually ends up being like 2 hours because...
No, not now. Well, before it would take me so long to set up, I would try to film and shoot things, but I still don't know what the heck I'm doing. But before, I really didn't know what I was doing. And I would have to try to balance my phone on a box, on a book, on some kind of rock, propped up against something to try to get it in shot. And then I was nervous, so the bag was shaking, and it did take me quite a long, embarrassing time to unbox, but now I've got it down a little bit. Just get it done.
I've heard that too, not to float them, but it just depends on, if you're putting them in a tank just to observe them, like what you commented in the chat earlier, if you give them 20 minutes in a room to acclimate to the temperature and let the water adjust to the temperature, then you can float them for just another little bit.
Yeah,
it'll start to sink. The bag will.
Well, when I go to the local fish store, I'll float the bags I'll float the bags for a little bit and then do the same thing. Put them in my water in a bucket and let them sit at room temperature for a little bit. But I guess every handful of months I switch whatever I do.
Well, everybody does it different. And honestly, from what I've observed, Mr. Fish Sir, what I've observed, it's what the fish look like, the condition of the fish after the shipping. Yeah. If the shipping is awesome, then you can just
take your time, let them acclimate a little bit to room temperature, acclimate them a little bit to the tank water, and then go. But if they've been in the mail for a little while, I just want them in my water, give them some freshness. But
yeah, I mean, like we said, the worst one was they were lost they were supposed to arrive, and it was a week and a half later when they did arrive.
They did great, like everything made.
And we were super worried because, as everyone knows, you get a box in the mail and it's been that long and you don't know how it's packaged or anything. You're praying, and then when you open it, you're hoping to not have fish soup.
Because I'm still pretty new to the ordering online. I've only done it a handful of times, and I'm still amazed that you can ship fish in the mail. It's still amazing. Like, every time I do it, I'm like, wow, you can get anything in the mail.
I ended up putting fish in their water and adding half a cup of my tank water.
Yeah.
That'll work. I mean,
as long as the fish survive, there's no wrong way to do it. And even sometimes,
and I've heard everybody's got their own way.
There's still a few that sometimes don't make it.
Yeah. I mean, the best of the best all have their own different ways. Corey's got his way. Everybody's got their own way.
That's just the story of fish keeping. There's no wrong way and there's no right way. All you do is try.
Yeah. I mean, and there is some species out there that are, you definitely need to drip acclimate them, but for the most part, it's however you want to slowly attempt to acclimate them and not shock them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my first go around with shrimp, I drip acclimated for a very long time. And now the last time I got shrimp was from the auction. And I think we just put them out of the bag into some of our water too. And when I got Lucy, I drip acclimated the freshwater lionfish upstairs. I drip acclimated her for a while. They gave me very specific instructions on how to acclimate her. And so we had this tank set up at the specific gravity for a while. And then they gave us some water to do a water change with. And then I drip acclimated her for, seemed like hours before I actually moved her into that tank. But yeah, each time is different, I guess. I try my best.
Yeah, fish tank barn. That's pretty. I think that's pretty much the basic sentence right there. And everybody does it just a little bit different. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. I drip salt water, but plop and drop fresh water. That's pretty much what I think everybody really does. Everyone has their own little quirk and or system, however you want to call it.
Yeah. And when I was growing up, I kept a lot of mainly guppies. Dad had his tank with stuff, but I put handfuls of salt in with them, and I just thought that's what you were supposed to do. It wasn't the marine salt, it was just aquarium salt. But it wasn't until I started doing the kind of the YouTube thing that I've backed off with. I use salt to medicate and use it more as a medicine, but I try to keep things more on the freshwater side. But you never know. It's day by day, whatever tickles. There's always something new to try. But I know the plants don't like it as much, but.
Yeah. No, I was just catching in. All in tanks is in here. I was just catching up. Like I said, I'm still.
Tiffany and Ozzy's here. Yeah. Atkins Nature's Aquariums.
Yeah, everybody's in here now.
Hi.
Well, everybody that gets off work, since we're on Central Time.
Yeah. Try to keep everything straight. I feel like my job is to sometimes I just catch up on all the other people's cool tanks so that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to make a video. Everybody has so many cool things to share and so many helpful tips that it seems like
right back at you, all in. Yeah,
there's always
Atkins
something to try.
Nature Aquariums, you said it drip acclimate shrimp and sometimes fish if they come from hard water to my soft water. Yeah, and we have the exact opposite problem. We have very hard water, and when they come from soft water, we're like, uh-oh.
They don't do well, but I feel like the fish do better going from soft to hard than hard to soft water. So I could see where you would have to drip acclimate a lot more than going our way, because the hard waters, since I keep live bears, it's just naturally they enjoy it better. Yeah. Catching up. I'm trying to do better with reading the chat when I interview, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. I get distracted. There's so much to talk about.
All righty.
Now, how you guys been?
A breather.
Has it been a good week for you guys? Last week was crazy. This week seems like it's a little bit better, a little softer going. But today's my Monday. I have to work tomorrow. But I'm still glad it's Friday.
I'm just catching up on the chat myself because I'm backstorying on the hockey talk in the back.
Is there anybody that you guys want to see in the future that you want me to reach out to? Because I feel like there's so many cool people out there to talk to that I need to reach out to more people. Because it seems like every time I either interview someone or chat with them, really, not even interview, but chat or watch or discover a new channel or a new live stream or something, there's just so many cool aspects to this hobby to learn, and there's never enough time. Yeah, the virtual schooling with the kids has made it every day hectic. I believe that.
Oh, cool.
I really just school for the little ones in general is hectic.
T-Bone, do you have guys come up on your stream to show off tanks? We haven't, but we're definitely open to it.
I'm open to all ideas. I know I have been enjoying the members only live chat with KG Tropicals where everybody's been showing off their tanks, and I fall in love.
We definitely can do that too. That'd be neat.
Well, first I need to figure out. I'm sure it's easy. Send myself a link on my phone where we could do just a tour on one of the live chats where you can kind of go, instead of just moving the webcam around, where you could actually see inside the tanks. You kind of use an hour to go around down here. I think that would be fun. The hectic life with pets. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's the truth. There's no joke there. Oh, and if accidentally any of my co-workers, they've found my Better Halves channel, if they're lurking in the background, which I know some of them do every once in a while, thank you guys for the help today. Much appreciated.
They would make me feel good at the beginning of my channel when I started doing this, and everybody kind of looked at me a little odd and crazy. They would send me messages about the guppies and be like, hey, how's it going? Can you send me a picture of the tanks? And it would make me feel so good. I was like, I can do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here, there's answers your question from Kev's Aquatics. Yeah,
we'll read it.
Send the link from StreamYard to your phone and join your own live stream.
Yeah, I believe I just have to remember to keep my sound down on my phone so it doesn't echo.
That makes sense. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm glad somebody's technologically better. I'm not.
I know.
I'm good. I'm good at being like not really bright because, yeah. Hats off to my crew today. We did a dandy.
He did a tree today that was the type of tree that seriously hurt him in the past. So it seems like all of a sudden they've been getting these dang ash trees.
Well, if anybody out there knows anything about arborist or is an arborist or likes that type of stuff, the emerald ash borer is a menace, and it's killing every ash tree in all of the middle of the United States, basically.
Oh.
It started up north and it's working its way south. It started up in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and it's just working its way south. And within a few more years, there won't be one ash tree around. I mean, I don't
think you'll care.
They die, but they die so fast that it causes them to be very, very dangerous, and they get super brittle. And that's what we had today. We had a wonderful about 85 footer on a relatively low conductor, but luckily it was an off right-of-way tree, which means it's set way back. But in order to do it, you had to climb it and get way up in it. and get out on some limbs and do some goofy stuff. And guess who gets to do that stuff? This guy.
Thanks for another super sticker, T-Bone. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fish tank barn. It was interesting having someone else look at your tanks. I didn't realize my plants were doing that well until I believe it said Lisa noticed it. Yeah, your tanks are amazing. And you had a lot of, I think it was the Goodeids. And that's kind of my new, I'm fascinated by them. And you had many amazing ones to look at along with all your plants.
Yep, fish tank barn. They got the Ashmore Mexican Camwood firewood. Yeah, yeah. It's something else. I've never seen nothing like it in all my years of doing what I do. It's crazy, and it's crazy how fast. Within 2 years, an ash tree will just be almost, depending on other factors, almost unclimbable at all. They become that brittle that fast once they get attacked.
I just pay attention to the trees to know what leaves I can put in my fish tanks. Being with him for the last 5 years, I should know more trees than I do, but I just can I use those in my fish tank? And if I can, I'm more interested in knowing what they are.
Dan Slee's in here lurking.
Hello, welcome.
Lurker.
Mm-hmm. I always lurk and then come down here and piddle in my fish tanks, and it gives me the motivation to clean my algae since I still cannot turn off a light.
Oh, and Kev's Aquatics said something earlier. It went through already, but he said something about mute the computer.
Oh, yeah. Sending the link to myself.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have that.
My eyes are itching.
I wouldn't have that echo that you were talking about.
Yeah, those audio. I never thought I would worry so much about dang lighting and audio as I do now, but it's a lot more difficult than I expected it to be.
I will so butcher that. 4 Tears Fish. I'm horrible with names.
I can't. I'm not any better.
Well, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
The smart plugs for the lights. Yeah, I need to get some smart plugs. I need to get, just remember to turn them off. But timer, I have one light that's connected to my Bluetooth, and that is amazing. But I either need to get more lights like that, or I need to get a timer, or I just need to be more responsible and turn them off at the end. I do good.
Well, apparently I pronounced the name right. He said, yeah, I got it.
Oh, cool. I wear these contacts so the computer don't glare in my glasses because it annoys me. So I'm assuming it annoys you.
And she's blind, folks.
I'm like... I can't see. And if I'm in close to see it, then I am too close to the camera.
Kaylor's Aquatics. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
The struggles. Thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And I will reach out to you.
Oh, okay, cool. Kev's Aquatics says that they... Aquarium Co-op sells those plugs with the...
I'm sure they do. They sell all kinds of...
Well, with the Bluetooth to your phone, so...
They have all kinds of goodies. When you go on their websites, Christmas shopping for myself.
Yeah,
and I'm like, back away. We got a taste of that ocean life, and now we want to save to go again. That was amazing. And you know what I forgot? I came home and I was like, I forgot to get a bucket of sand.
Yes, it is kind of like Dutch elm disease, except the emerald ash borer is a wonderful little bug, and it makes a special little cut in the tree. And when you see one, that tree's done. because it won't be long and there'll be millions of them.
A blind hairdresser, that's a new YouTube channel. It should be. My clients, they never know. They seem to like it.
The female version of Edward Scissorhands and Blind.
Mm-hmm. I see better close up, but it's still iffy. But it's weird. I went to the eye. This is totally not fish related at all, but I went to the eye doctor like always when I was a child, and I have a bunch of freckles in my eye. So if it gets too bright or too sunny, it's just like when they pop out on my cheeks, they pop out in my eye. And if that's something that they just told me, I don't know, but I can't see if it's too sunny, too rainy, too windy.
Atkins Nature Aquarium. Oh, he said just saw pictures of freshwater lionfish. Yeah.
They're cool.
Also like called the toadfish. Yeah.
They're called all kinds of things.
Yeah.
They're so ugly. They're adorable. I won't be putting my hand next to
that one there's my pet. That one's my fish. That's the tank I take care of upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, I take care of her more than she does.
Feeding her has been interesting because she's always only ate live food, and it's been challenging to keep that up. So I fed her bloodworms for the first time with some long prongs, and she liked them, but she wouldn't let go of the prongs, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, she was gonna take the very long tweezers with her.
I got her to eat bloodworms for the first time finally, and I fed her like a whole roll of them, and so I'll probably be feeding her a lot of bloodworms here in the future, but I do keep her on the saltier side now. It's on like the really low side of full salt, I would say now. Yeah. Or I could just say 1.020, I think is what it is, somewhere around there. But she doesn't swim very often, but occasionally you'll see her swimming around to a new hidey spot. And it's kind of fun to watch her swim, but
she's so cool because she just lurks.
It's a cool fish. It really is a cool fish.
She is a crazy lurking machine. Mm-hmm. And then if you put anything in her tank, you can see her watching it and then deciding when she's going to investigate / eat it.
It's fun because like I get up super early in the morning, and sometimes the first thing I do is go in there and check on things. And sometimes I don't see her at first, and I'm like, where'd you go? And she'll be in some random new spot hidden, waiting for things. But yeah, she's one that is you can't feed her enough. She's always hungry. But I finally got her on some frozen stuff. But I have to go quick because if it defrosts and then they go everywhere, and she doesn't seem to eat it then. So I use the long prongs to get it like really close to her mouth, and then she goes for it.
Four Tears Fish, he said he just got a brine shrimp hatchery for my first try out right now. Yep. Well,
what kind of hatchery did you get?
Yes.
Because it's not here. Talk. Say hello. I'll be right back. I'll grab it. I'll show you what I made.
Okay. Well, Carrie's still experimenting, guys.
Well, it's not my idea. It was Jimmy's video with Dean.
It's Dean's idea.
A handful of years ago, I think. And so this is what I made. And then the airline, I try to put the air through here and it doesn't work. So I just put the airline and an air stone in here. And then I it's got a little hook. But this is my contraption, and I just open and close this when I want to drain it. But it seems like I get a lot of unhatched eggs down here with the brine shrimp. I get quite a bit to hatch, especially this last time, but I have a lot of unhatched eggs at the top and a lot of unhatched hatched eggs at the bottom. So I feel like I need to keep it going longer. I feel like I'm impatient and I need to let it go.
The more I've read about it, and the more videos I've watched, they say 24 hours, but it seems
it's 24 to 36, somewhere in there. And you kind of wait for that color.
It seems like everyone in general says about 34 is about your max, what your best rate. And
I use the San Francisco Bay, I believe is the name. And I've been keeping it in the freezer. And now, because I have this fancy wine cooler in my fish room for my fish food and brine shrimp eggs now. So I do keep it in chilled, the eggs.
Well, All In wants to know if do you shine the light as well? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have a light that I shine. It doesn't put off any heat. I just keep it at the fish room temperature, which is warmer down here than it is upstairs. But I haven't got the co-op's eggs yet.
Fortunately, that's the hatcher I got made by them.
48 hours. Yeah, I feel like my thing is I don't have patience. And I get super excited and then I just watch it all day and then I'm like, now? Is it done now? Is it done now? And I could never know where the kids get it from.
Yeah. I just seen I can't remember even who put that video out, but All In, that video that you're talking about, that their hatch rate's higher, but it is, but you have to let them go longer. So we're still back to the impatient carry problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm ready for them to go right when I put them in the water. I'm like, let's go. I want to see them.
I'm over here watching my plants breathe.
Yeah, that plant's purling. It's been purling since yesterday. It's one little stream of bubbles.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, folks, got ADD on that one.
Yeah, we get distracted.
Yeah, the plant was purling. I was watching the bubbles go up.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I want to try the co-op's eggs. I really do, but I feel like I need to finish the container I have.
I don't think we need to finish the container that she has. I think we need to get her process down just a little bit better. And we have all the stuff to make way more than just one of these hatcheries. So
especially my birthday's coming up.
So
and
then
Brian's hatchery is a perfect birthday present.
Make some more hatcheries for them, and then order the co-ops and do just a little video on just a comparison and do the exact same amount of time, make it a longer time, and see what that hatch rate is and what they look like at the end. I'm
sure they're great. It's aquarium co-op, so I'm sure they're really good. But I just need to.
And whoever's out there lurking, don't take my idea.
I feel like this should be a lot easier than it is. But I can see they're so tiny when they're swimming around. I'm hatching them. I think I need to let it go a little longer.
Yeah. No, I'm just catching all I'm catching all the 90% because everybody was bombing in about the co-op's eggs, so I was trying to read real quick.
Well, I brought you.
And the wind was blowing today, so I still have eyes full of ash dust.
Well, he got hit in the eye last week. His eye was all red on this side. I was like, "You need to go to the doctor." And he's like, "No."
She thought I was having a stroke.
I just got hit in the face. I'm like, "Oh, okay. That's my job to care."
Had a good hatch. Okay. Well, there's it. Well, then it seems like everybody's on board. All the comments, just a longer time.
And I feel like.
And because he said my room temperature, Bob said that my room temperature was low, and he pulled some at 36, but had a good hatch at 48.
Yeah, I feel like even if you do it the exact same each time, it could even vary a little bit each time. But I'm excited to keep trying it.
The fish tank bar, that's a sarcastic but funny comment. I who counts the eggs to see the hatch rate?
Yeah, for real. How do you know? As long as they hatched, even if it's just like enough to feed a tank, I feel successful.
they just measure how the scoop of eggs they put in, and then they look and they go, it looks to be about 80-90%. We'll call it 90. It's good.
Is it like, I'm sure it's not horrible for the fish to eat the unhatched eggs, because you're gonna get a few that go into the tank. Or do they just not eat it, period, because it doesn't taste good? Because I'm sure I got some mixed in last night, but everything's still doing okay. I just want to try to harvest as much as just the actual brine shrimp and not the unhatched eggs. And I've got a couple different strainers, but it doesn't help all that well.
Yeah, I'm with BJ. Yeah, good one. Yeah, I was like, ain't nobody sits around and counts that. That's just a measuring and a guess.
An estimated?
Yeah. What do they call that? It's a qualified estimate.
Mm-hmm. As long as I have fish food at the end, I'm good. It's a successful hatch. Yeah.
Oh.
Just mainly, I guess this week I've just mainly worked on rescaping a few things and getting that room ready to put the tubs. Right now they're just kind of in the way on the floor, but I want to put the tubs. But I need to put the air. I took all the air stones out when we moved them.
I would say, what were you talking about before I came down? Just out of curiosity, were you talking about in there?
Talking about you.
Oh. I figured
guys, when he gets down here, let me tell you.
I figured you were talking about all the stuff you tore up.
All the stuff that I got rid of while you weren't here.
Now that part I can believe.
No, I just filled them in with what I've done this week. For the most part, just seeing everybody's cool stuff and cool tanks and trying to aquascape. Trying.
Yeah, we're not good at that. We can put plants in the tank, and I can arrange the plants and make them look pretty cool. But when it comes to aquascaping, that's a
talent. It's like being an artist.
That's an art form. You got to be able to see it before it ever even happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of those guys, wow, the stuff they come up with. I'm just going to stick to the plants.
I wonder what the job requirement is for counting baby brine shrimp. I know, right? I want that job. It'd be tedious and probably boring.
I definitely know it's not like ADD or ADHD, because it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, look.
I have a hard time counting the fish I have in a tank. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Start over.
You're going to need somebody with serious OCD and a set of tweezers.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
This is what that would be. Here, and we're going to pour this out on a little tiny screen, and we need you to separate these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple different animal jobs out there where you could just play with animals all day that I wouldn't mind. I could do that.
Oh, sure. Oh. What time? Oh, wow.
We got a couple minutes left. Is there anything you want to say before we say our goodbye?
Well, it flew by.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was already
that time.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't even looked up yet. I just read the chat.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Beware of old live BBS for feeding fry more than 36 hours old or so. Seems to be polluted by the eggshells, and then sometimes deadly for small and sensitive fry.
Okay.
Well, that is a very handy tip.
Yes. Because I feel like some of these newer fry that I have, I don't know, especially with this the Micus splendens. I haven't had them before, and they're aggressively hungry.
They're just aggressive in general.
If I feed them that type of food, they'll do better in the long run. But sometimes the more I try, I don't know. Seems like the less I try, the better it goes. It's a better way of putting it. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes she overthinks things, folks.
Me never.
If you can talk her into slowing down, that would be great. Yeah, somebody out there, help me out, please.
Yeah. It's fun though. By the end of the day, I do all kinds of stuff, but I don't get anything truly accomplished. But I work on like 12 different things at the same time.
She says she's a multitasker. She's a multi-almoster.
Yeah. But I guess here the last few minutes or the last couple seconds, I'm going to put out a video soon about a couple of the new additions we got, the swordtail females, and catch you up on the tubs, show you the tubs, and give you an update on the pond. And then I feel like I should do a tour soon and show you all the tanks and a few of what I've attempted to aquascape. But next week it's going to be Aquamate, so join us. And is there anything you want to say?
No, I was just reading. She's all in takes. She's having fun. I do the same thing with a hint of procrastination.
Yes.
Well, we'll definitely have to. I'm going to pull those plants.
Yeah, we're going to go do that probably now. So
probably not now because I'm pretty lazy and tired. She might. I'll watch her shiver because it's cold outside right now.
That water's cold, and it's just going to get colder.
Yeah, we've had a 30-degree temperature change in 24 hours. So, yeah, I'm good with not sticking my hands in that water, but I mean, I can watch Carrie do it.
Yeah, he'll watch me do it. But I'll see you guys soon in a video and next week on the live chat.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here and chatting with me about a little bit of everything. So I will see you guys soon, and thanks again. Bye, guys.
Later.